guys. Good day. Before starting this podcast, I just finished listening to "You Today Bless Me" by Frank Edwards. That was the jet to carry the microphone and at least record something. Yeah. Hope you guys are well. Hope you guys are good. This is me officially welcoming you all to the L.I.F.E Podcast. This is our very, very, very first episode, and I hope you guys have fun. And what else do I want you to do? Just listen. Okay. Let me reintroduce myself. My name is Oluwadarasimi Meriduagida, but my name here is Oluwadarasimi, and I'm adding a mini content. And my prayer is that every other person that's going to be listening, Oluwadarasi, and if you're not Yoruba speaking, the meaning of my name is God is good to me. I'm putting especially me behind it. And my prayer is that God will be good in the lives of you all listening to this podcast today. So, what are we going to talk about today? Before I start talking about, well, when I say what I want to say now, you know what we're going to talk about. So, recently, or let me say this year, I've had like about 7 to 10 different experiences with older men. Now, let me make things clear before you get me wrong. What I'm saying is that I've had older men approach me and ask for my number without wait to let me make it clear that this is not a spiritual problem. Before you guys start thinking that it's something spiritual, generally have had like younger guys to, you know, but let me just talk about the older one because that's what we're talking about today. Yeah, so have had experiences where older men would, you know, want to talk to me and they would just say, can I have your number? Or they will start in a very normal way, and then the end of the story, the end of the discussion, the end of the conversation, at the very end of the day, you just want to ask for my number and you want like a young girl to roll with you to, satisfy you. Meanwhile, you probably have a wife. If you don't have a wife, you probably have children that are my age mates, or I don't even know how to explain it. But this is not me judging whoever is doing it though. This is just me saying I cannot do it. It's as simple as possible. But let me start with the story I wanted to say since, and I've been beating around the bush. Okay, so there was this particular day I woke up late and I wanted to get to work like around 9. I woke up like 8:30. I rushed, I had my bath dressed up. I knew that I was gonna be late. And I had already formed one excuse in my head that whenever I get to work, that's what I'm gonna tell them. But guess what? While I was walking, like I was leaving my street and there's a school in my area, like there's a school, I don't want to mention names, but a man, my father's mate, just dropped off his two last bonds. And while he was going, he was like, "Oh," because I was wearing my NYC uniform, and the man was like, "Oh, copper." I was like, oh wow, I smiled. I didn't have any issue with it. And I was going on my own and it was like, oh, that he wants to take can he drop me to a closer place that I can see that I'm walking. I'm like, okay, maybe this is a miracle. Baba, carry me to a closer place. I'll get the bike straight to my workplace. But no, he decided that he was going to take me to my workplace exactly. I'm like, oh, angel of the day. Thank you so much, sir. But my, will I say my naive self did not know what was going to, not like I did not know. I knew how it was going to end, but I did not know as at the time I agreed So I entered the car. I didn't even feel anyhow. I didn't feel like I was gonna be kidnapped or anything. I didn't have any bad feeling towards it. So I had entered the car, and he decided to take me. Spoke about his children. Oh, he has twins. He has about 4 or 5 children. I can't remember exactly how many children he has, but spoke about them nicely. Spoke about his friends. I just noticed that this man no great talk about his wife. He refused to talk about his wife. I don't know what is the one I don't know. I know that it is deliberate. He deliberately decided not to speak about his wife. Reasons best known to him. And then he asked me, oh, what my name is, which school did I graduate from. I was free with answering his questions. But when he now started asking, oh, am I new in the states that I am presently? Have I been going out? Oh, that's when I knew it. I knew it that at the end of the Oga, just ask for my number now and let me refuse. But and I knew that I had gotten into something as at the time he just didn't want to drop me, he wanted to drop me at my workplace exactly. So I said, okay, at the end of the day, I will still have to give you my number because when he finally asked for my number after beating around a thick bush, he now said he was gonna call my number just to confirm if I'm gonna give him a fake number because from my non-verbals, he might have probably guessed that this babe no one do it I want make she do. For people that don't understand pidgin, this babe doesn't want to do what I wanted to do. Yeah. So I now gave him my number, and immediately I got down, entered my workplace, I decided to block his number. Am I a bad person for doing that? When I got home that same day, I felt bad. I could have just said no. I could have said, I can't give you my number, sir. I could have I don't know. I could have handled things better than I did. I could have not entered the car. But then I did. Hmm. And now I felt bad for blocking him. Although I didn't block him on WhatsApp because he didn't message me on WhatsApp. He wanted to call, and I blocked him on like call, so I can see his status on WhatsApp. I hope one day he does not choose to message me on WhatsApp. Yeah, that's just one example of the 7 to 10 that I was that I decided to talk about. There was another one. I went to this burial. This man sat beside me. I went with somebody I used to call my mom. She's not my mom, she's my best friend's mom. But we went together, and you can see that I'm with maybe you should guess that, oh, that's my mom. Anybody that's still beside me would think, oh, mom and daughter. You get. And he still had the guts. He wanted to slide his phone to me that, oh, I should put my number. I just turned my face to the side like I didn't see him. And I was shaking my head left, right, center, just so he can know that I'm not interested. That's another one. Another one. This one is very funny because I was just going on a bike. I had there was one person in front of me, like two of us decided to hop on the bike, and the person was gonna get down before me. And the person got down, and I was about to climb the bike back, and this man was throwing kisses from where to where. Like, I don't understand. How, why? What is your problem? Ah, if I was not in a hurry, I would have told the bike guy to wait and let me speak to this man. Let him know what I have in my heart to tell him. But another one, I was on a walk. I was going somewhere. So I decided to walk. And as I was going, this man just stopped and he was like, "Oh, fine girl." I didn't even answer him. I was going on. Then he was like, "You look very beautiful. I love your color. Can we be friends?" I looked at him again. I look at myself. You know, things that will happen that will make you think, do I look old? I know I look older than my age. A lot of people have told me that. But then, I do not look old. So, can we be friends? Azal, you have mates that you can be friends with. Why me? And this thing would not have been weird to me if it was not a person of another gender. You are a man. You, you look you look as old as my father. Why now? Another one, I was on my way back home and this person stopped me and greeted him with respect and and the next thing he say, oh, is that, oh, he wants to have my number, he wants to be in a relationship with me. And I'm like, sir, I'm already in a relationship. I ah, I feel bad for lying at that point in time because really I'm not in a relationship presently. And I had to tell him because I already knew that I was gonna continue to push. I said I was in a relationship, and you will not believe what this man said after. He said, even if I'm in a relationship, I can still collect his number down. And in my head, I'm like, hello, is my if I'm in a relationship, so your prayer now is that my relationship will break so that I can be with you. Or I don't understand. What exactly is happening in this world that we are living in? And many, many more. I'm sure some of it I can't remember. That's why I was like 7 to 10. It's a lot and it's very disturbing. If you're doing this to somebody like me, how much more a younger person? How much more kids that are in secondary school? How much more younger kids? Like whenever these things happen to me, I try to think about my younger siblings and I'm like, ha, God, please, oh. It's alarming, it's disturbing. Why? Mind your own, especially if you have a wife. Stay with your wife now. See, while I was thinking about this thing, I'm like, I gas talk about it. If I don't talk about it, I would just the wonder for my mind. So, what I would love anybody listening to this podcast to do is to comment concerning this or tell me something. Let me know that I'm not the only one in this um with this mindset. Let me know that I'm not the only one affected by this, or I'm not the only one disturbed by this, or what can we even do to stop it? I don't know. I know we can't do anything to stop it. Of course, human beings will be human beings, but what can we at least do to reduce it? It's a different thing if I was naked or I was half naked. I'm dressed up, I'm covered. So, what exactly are you seeing that is making you think it's appropriate, it's okay for you to find one small girl that is going somewhere and tell her you want to have a number because you want to date her someday or you want her to sleep with you? Omo, I don't know. I really don't know. That's one of the experiences that I know that I will just keep wondering why. Why? I don't know. I've said I don't know like how many times in this podcast. But it's so lovely starting with something juicy, starting with something interesting, starting with something that will bring up answers to my questions. Yeah. So I want to, for now, since I'm still the only one on this podcast, I don't want to start bringing other people to talk yet. Of course, when it gets to some point, when I start talking about my life in some aspects, I would have to bring some other people. But for now, that I'm not bringing anybody, I want this podcast to at least be a 15, 20 minutes thing where you can just listen, laugh, talk, comment, follow, and end it as soon as possible rather than having a very long discussion from one voice. I know you'd have it soon, but for now, let's start very soft. Yeah. So let me just say a little bit about myself and then we'll end this podcast. So once again, my name is Oluwadara Simi and I want you guys to call me Oluwadara Siemi and know it at the back of your mind that as you are saying my name, Oluwadara Siemi, you are declaring it that God is good in your own life. Yeah, I love to sing. I love food. I love what else? What else do I love? I love arts. I love music. I I love to talk. I like playing, although I don't forget the time to be playing. Or what cannot play me jacket, oh boy. So once in a while I used to play and once in a while no, no, I don't work once in a while. Oh. Once in a while, I used to play ball. I make sure that I work. Although this podcast has been on my mind since I was in 200 level, because of laziness, procrastination, and not having enough equipment to at least start, and the boldness to start. That's why it has stalled to this moment. But I choose to believe that this is just the right time because if I had started then, the opinions I had then, if I had aired them, I don't know if I would look back and smile. I might have even trended for the wrong reasons. But glory to Jesus. We're starting now and we're starting good. Yeah, what else about me? I'm the firstborn of three children, firstborn of my parents. I have two siblings, a brother and a sister. Shout out to Oluwademilade and Emmanuel David. Yes, that's his name. I get a lot of questions. Oh, is that his full name? Or is it together or separate? Yeah, his name is very special and beautiful. Um, yeah, I love my parents. I love my friends. When it gets to the part where we'll talk about friends, you guys will see why I say I love my friends. And when it gets to the part where we say when I say I love my parents, you'd understand the amount of sacrifices, the amount of love, the amount of care, the amount of experiences that will make you look back and say, I love these people. I love God. And I pray that I'm not just declaring that I love God, that deep down I actually love God. That's my prayer that God sees me and he can say, oh, Darasimi loves me and I love her too. That is what that is the kind of relationship I want to have with God. What else? I went to I'm presently 21. I'm a young girl. I'm Gen Z, even though I don't act Gen Z, even though I don't. Generally, whenever I see all these Gen Z things online, I'm like, I can't relate. We don't do the same thing. I'm not in your shoe, uncle. Auntie, that's not that's not how it's supposed to be. Of course, just sometimes, sure. There's some things that I'll be like, I can relate. But they are very, very few, very, very minute. I relate more with the millennials. Let me just end it there. You guys will get to know more about me as we continue on this podcast. So, this is me closing this chapter one of the LIFE podcast. So, when you click on this video, sorry, when you click on this audio, make sure you follow, make sure you like, make sure you um do whatever you can do to help a sister. Lots of loves from Oluwadarasi me. This is me saying bye bye. Bye, guys. Have a lovely, lovely, lovely week ahead. I love you.